I want to talk a little bit about how to have confidence as a writer. Um, we know that we need confidence in order to do things in a way that's most effective and that's most efficient and to enjoy the process. Now, the subjectivist theory of writing tells us it involves the influence of beliefs and attitudes on probability. Now, probability theory has to do with um, actions that can be taken in order to maximize our probability of achieving success. Um, strategies, uh, strategies that can be taken, understanding the statistics, the numbers, and maximizing our chances of success. And that's how it's usually. That's what it often focuses on is the numbers, the strategies, uh, and the probability uh, that that uh, that the probability of success. However, what's often overlooked is how much confidence plays into probability, how much our attitudes and beliefs play into probability. In fact, those are huge elements in our outcomes. We know this. Now, let me just give you an example of this, a story about the great football coach Vince Lombardi. Well, let me start by telling you about Bart Starr. Bart Starr was a football a quarterback for the Green Bay Packers at a time when they were at their all-time low. In fact, they had gone 2 years barely winning one game a year. This is basically a total disaster for a football team. Coach was fired as, in fact, it's surprised he lasted that long, but to go 1-9 or whatever, win one game for the whole year, total disaster. Coach is fired. All the players are thinking they're probably going to be replaced. They bring in a new coach, Vince Lombardi, and Bart Starr remembers the day when the new coach showed up because Bart Starr thought he was going to be fired, but everybody was wondering what this new coach was going to have to say as they came in. He comes in to take over this failed team, and so I'm going to just tell you what he said. I'll give you a quote here of the coach. He says on his very first day, he says, "Gentlemen, we're going to have a football team. We're gonna win some games. Do you know why? Because we're going to have confidence in me and my system. By being alert, you're going to make fewer mistakes than your opponents. By working harder, you're going to out execute, out block, and out tackle every team that comes your way. But first of all, you're going to prepare yourself up here." He put his finger to his temple. "You can't expect to win if you're not ready to win mentally. Therefore, I expect you to think about only three things while you're part of this organization: your family, your religion, and the Green Bay Packers." Now, according to Bart Starr, the whole team caught. By the way, um, my delivery is not up to the same standard as Vince Lombardi's. He was a great speaker. He was a magnetic speaker, and he spoke with passion because he was a serious person. And now, according to Starr, the whole team caught he caught the enthusiasm of Vince Lombardi. They caught his enthusiasm, and this guy was seething with confidence, and they all left feeling different that day. Bart Starr went on. He's every day after day, week after week, morning till night, he would throw that football into a little A-frame, running different angles. He practiced relentlessly and vigorously, day in, day out. And all the players were very much focused on excellence, on practicing. And what happened was they became confident. They began winning football games. And by the next year after that, they were winning the Super Bowl every year. They were in the Super Bowl every year after this, almost. And it was a tremendous turnaround in foot. Because of what happened there, Lombardi's a legend in football. So, as writers, we do something similar. As writers, in order to gain confidence, we write and we write and we write and we write. And we struggle and we try different things and we practice and we practice. We practice for that A-frame. We practice for that A-frame, making claims, backing them up, making arguments, supporting them, transitioning our points. Now, let's go back to one thing Lombardi said. Lombardi said, but first you're going to prepare yourself up here. You can't expect to win if you're not ready to win mentally. Therefore, I expect you to think about only 3 things while you're part of this organization: your family, your religion, and the Green Bay Packers. Your family, your religion, and your career. That's very important. What he's saying, what are you thinking about? Are you thinking about gossip? No. Are you thinking about negativity? No. You're thinking about your family, your religion, and the Green Bay Packers, your career. Very important. Because as the Bible says, Matthew 12:34, a good man brings good things out of the good stored up in him. A good man brings forth good out of his heart, his mind. So in other words, what we fill our mind up is what comes out of what we speak. So we have to be very careful of what we put in our mind, what kind of thoughts we allow in our mind. Your family, your religion, and your career. You're filling your mind with the right kind of thoughts very deliberately. Your family, your religion, and your career. A good man brings good things out of his heart. And of course, that's a woman as well. And in Matthew 12:37, it says, for by your words you will be acquitted, and by your words you will be condemned. In other words, what it's saying is when you speak things, we're judged based on there's very great consequences based on our speech. And we don't have to wait long for this. All we have to look for is the reactions to the things we say. And that's only the beginning of the chain reaction based on our words. So we need to be very careful about what we say. Now, the Sapir-Whorf hypothesis, according to the Sapir-Whorf hypothesis, the language we speak structures the way we perceive and think about the external world. The language we speak activates determinism where language has consequences. Okay, let me repeat that. The language we speak structures the way we perceive and think about the world. In other words, when we speak, it affects the way we see the world. We hear our words. If you say, oh, I suck, I'm a loser, that changes the way we feel. It makes us feel bad. It makes other people feel bad about us. But that sticks with us. Those words resound in our head. They echo in our mind, and it drags us down as the days and weeks go on, because we remember, and as the years go on in many cases, especially if we continue to repeat those kinds of phrases. When we speak something, it goes from thoughts into words, and somehow those thoughts harden and they take on consequence and significance. We have to be very careful about what we say. Now, according to Arthur Compton, let me give you a quote here. Arthur Compton, Nobel Prize winning author, said, every great discovery I ever made, I gambled that the truth was there, and then I acted on it in faith until I could prove its existence. Now, this affects us. This is relevant to us as writers. He says, for every great discovery I ever made, I gambled that the truth was there. I gambled that every discovery, I gambled that the truth was there. It's like when we come up with a thesis statement. It's a bold claim. And we hope we're right, but we're gambling. We go forward in faith. We go forward trying to prove our thesis statement. I gambled that the truth was there. Then I acted upon it in faith. I did that research. I made the arguments. I researched it. I overcame objections from other arguments. I made my argument until I could prove its existence. I stuck with it. I did more research. I continued fashioning those arguments. So let me quote that again. According to Arthur H. Compton, Nobel Prize winner, every great discovery I ever made, I gambled that the truth was there, and then I acted on it in faith until I could prove its existence. So that's what we do as writers. And we do it over and over and over. We practice, we write and we write and we write. And we just keep writing. And pretty soon, you've written 20 essays. And guess what? You're going to know that you can write an essay. You're going to know what to do. You're going to know how to write an essay, especially if you've been practicing and you've been going for that A-frame. You've been aiming for those key points and those hitting that structure. So there you go. We need to build confidence as writers, and we gain confidence through our thoughts. We gain confidence through our practice, and we gain confidence through the words that we speak. And because of that, we have to be very careful to constantly fill ourselves with positive thoughts. Thanks for listening.